Hello everyone. So a lot of people say identify your strengths. But what if I don't know what my strengths are? And then there is an irony of life. The irony is when I feel I'm good at something, and that may not necessarily be my strength, because strength goes beyond being good or better at something. Strength essentially means something which gives you a lot of energy, which drives you for doing something meaningful, which makes you charged up and ignited when you perform that act, wherein you don't have to really be in the presence of people. When people are not even watching you, you like doing that. You're naturally inclined to do that. That is what your strength actually is. And this is why so many years go by for people to find out as to what they are good at. And a good career counselor does not tell you what your strengths are. A good career counselor shows the mirror to you, makes you know how he or she has come to your desired or your existing strength, which can potentially be your weapon in future. And this is where you need to take the bull by horn and find out somebody who can really help you. Because there are three big myths about strength. First, scoring high in certain subjects doesn't mean that that's your strength. For example, you may be scoring well in mathematics, but you don't like to solve problems using numbers. Maths is not your strength there. Something else can be. Second, when people praise you for something, don't think that's necessarily your strength. For example, people might find you talkative, but unless you are able to connect emotionally with people and charge and leverage onto it, that's not your strength. Third, people say that you can discover your strength by trial and error. Well, it may take years for you to identify that. It is important for people to recognize the fact that there are scientific ways through which one can identify his or her strengths. And then everything falls in place. You discover your confidence, you discover your passion, you find out your goals, and you change your trajectory in life. That is what happens. And this is where powerful scientific career counseling really helps you. Because a good career counselor will possibly use a powerful psychometric test, and this psychometric assessment will mirror everything that you really are looking forward in life. What drives you in life, what your interests are, what really turns you on, what gives you a lot of energy, what can really make it count for you in the life of other people. And this is how your interests, your strengths, and your uniqueness can really be deciphered. And this is magical when a career counselor performs that act, because he believes in demonstrating using science and logic. And that is where I must tell you, spend more time on identifying what your strengths are, because sometimes what you may believe your weaknesses are can turn out to be a strength. And this can be a game changer. I have seen so many people. They chase numbers. They believe that they are good at analytical skills, their number. But then serendipity happens and they realize that creativity is their forte, their strength. One of my students, an engineer, could not make it to a top college using CAT exam. But when I actually found out that there's something unique about her, and I suggested that she should go for MICA, Mudra Institution of Communication, Ahmedabad. A bastion of creativity, lateral thinking, advertising, communication, branding. And here she goes. She becomes brand manager with one of the top companies in India, Tata Group, Titan. It is magical. When you are flexible, when you're open to change yourself, a career counselor can be magical for you. Acceptance is important. So this is how you actually find out your strength. You accept the fact that you need to really find one. Then you try to possibly connect those dots. And those dots can be connected using psychometric tests, a good counselor, somebody who observes things passionately. And this is where strengths can be deciphered. You may have one, two, three, you may have one only. But remember, good careers always thrive around strengths. Good careers don't thrive around weaknesses. So don't waste your time in identifying your weaknesses and possibly, brood over the fact that You have big weaknesses, like a lot of people don't like to speak in front of people. They have a fear of public speaking and they feel that heaven has fallen and they can't do anything in life. Well, for God's sake, you're not meant for it, but you're meant for something else. The world does not really get counted by speakers only. There are doers, there are planners, there are people who can really assist. You can be anyone. This is how strengths play a vital role. So what are you waiting for? Get hold of somebody who really can possibly make sure that you get to know what you're good at. Thank you.